Introduce yourself and what you do. Tell us who you help and how you help them.
I am Tiffany Haskins and I am an empowerment consultant. So I show you how to get out of your own way so that you actually make decisions from your power versus your weaknesses. And I really close chapters. So those things that have been keeping you stuck for months, years, or even possibly decades, I show you how to release it from the subconscious and so that you can actually make a difference and be the impact that you want to be.
That's amazing. Now, how did you get into doing that?
I was divorced in 2016, and that set me on a path of self-discovery. I knew that there was a part of me that was meant for more, and I had kept myself small so that I could live this life of the white picket fence and having this great life. But when I was miserable inside, and so I did the ugly cry in a closet one day, just praying to God, saying, "Hey, I need something different." And then He led me to direct marketing, and I worked with this amazing 87-year-old lady who changed my life and believed in me in a way that I could never believe in myself. And now I'm doing this work that I do because of my sister.
Yeah, you want to tell us a little more about your sister and how that impacted your work?
Yeah, so my sister and I went on a trip to Cancun and on a quantum um, healing journey, so to speak. And we did the slack line and we did all these wonderful things within the quantum field. And it helped us and it showed us and it allowed us to discover the truth of who we are versus the identity that we created from society, from our parents, from all of the things that, we took on as children. And so when we were sitting on the balcony one night and she's like, Tiffany, you need to use your gift. Like I was able to, she had this heart pain, like she felt this pain in her heart. And she's like, do the process that you do with me and get me out of this. So I did. We sat for 15, 20 minutes sitting with the pain, really focusing on with our intention of how to release pain from your body. It's the most simple thing to do, yet nobody does it because it's so simple. We want to complicate things and make things difficult as humans. And so she loved the process. And then I've evolved over the years because I've taken courses, I've paid the $15,000 courses, I've paid $10,000 courses, I've paid $100 for courses, I've done all of these modalities that have now allowed me to be who I am today. But she's the one that, yeah, inspired me. She's like, you can't keep this to yourself. You need to share it with the world. And so that's what I'm doing.
Quite a story.
Thank you.
And you kind of talked a little bit about this, but how would you say your approach is different? Because I've personally experienced a lot of healing modalities myself. So like how is your process or how you do it a little different than other people? Because I know there's a lot out there.
There is, and really what makes me stand out is that it's not just one modality that I do. I use the modality that works best for my clients. So I definitely use your unique design. What were you designed here for? And then we go through and we release it from the subconscious mind. And I close chapters. So if you, like I like mentioned, like if you have something that has been disturbing your peace for years, months, decades, that's what my purpose is. For my unique design, for my human design, I close chapters so that you're no longer sitting in those pain and that pattern that you have been for so long. I see the pattern. I can call you out on it, and then I call you forward. And once you release it from the subconscious mind, and you're working with the right person, it releases and you move forward with clarity, with ease, and things become easier. So, for example, like I have clients that did not believe in what I did. And because I believed in myself and I knew that I could help them because they were in the pattern of their old behavior of like their, those childhood wounds. They didn't see it. I saw it. And because they were willing, I was able to get them out of their own way. That's my slogan. I help you get out of your own way. I love it. And that's what I do every day for myself. I get out of my own way so that I can create the life that I deserve.
Yeah, one of the things I've personally found about getting out of my own way, is sometimes it's easier to help others do that than it is
Mhm.
to help ourselves because I've been there And I admit it, like, it's like, I know I'm in my own way and I admit it, but sometimes I need that extra support to get out of my own
Mhm.
way because
Mhm.
you can't always see your blind spots without
No.
somebody else holding up that mirror.
Yes, and that's why I do. I have so many. I have coaches, I have teachers, and I know that they say that you're not supposed to be with more multiple teachers and multiple coaches, but I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't invest in myself the way I have. Each step of my journey has really allowed me to become who I am. I wouldn't be, yeah, I wouldn't be the person that I am today without the coaching, without the help, and without the guidance. So yes.
So, how have you changed your networking strategy over time from when you were just starting out until now?
Funny story. So when I would go out networking, I would be like this and I would be my head down. I wouldn't talk to nobody. I was the biggest introvert you could possibly meet. Oh my gosh, I didn't want to say what I did. I was embarrassed. I was scared. I was shy. It started with one conversation a day. When I changed the fact that I'm not out there to sell, I'm out there to share, I'm out there to support, I'm out there to guide. I'm a teacher by nature. Like that's what my vocation was before I became an entrepreneur. I was a teacher. I worked in healthcare. But the teacher in me always wants to see somebody else succeed. And so I knew once I had that mindset, I was like, I could go talk to, I could smile at the clerk at a store. You know, I have conversations with the clerk at the store. How's your day? Like, what's the best part of it? And it lights them up. So that's how I first started networking. And then I went into bigger rooms. And one of my mentors that I work with now, she got me on a stage in front of a whole audience of people. And I cried my first speaking gig, literally cried. And it taught me that people are really there cheering you on regardless of how much you messed up. So now I go to into big rooms and I just speak and I can just share that, hey, I'm here. I go hide in a corner in some of the bigger networking events and just like, hey, come to me. I don't want to go and meet everybody, but I really like the one-to-one. The one-to-one are so nice. You get to know somebody really personal, and you can really see how you can help them. But the big rooms don't serve me very well. I get shy and I get all scared. But over online, I can do it easily. It's pretty good.
What would you say are the best ways to get the most out of networking?
Um, be willing to listen. I go to networking events and all they do is talk your ear off. There's no conversation. It's all about, let me word vomit on you. Let me just unload everything I do on you. There's no conversation. So that's the one thing I would say is like really be mindful how you're showing up as you network. Don't just word vomit. Like actually intentionally care about somebody. Be with an intention. Like what do you want to uncover during your networking events.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely needs to be intentional. And it's a mistake a lot of people coming into it make as just like try to sell their thing. Like, yes, talk about your offer, but it's not just about trying to sell it.
Yeah,
'Cause they may not even be a fit, but you might still get clients through them. So,
100%.
because you might get into new communities or find out new things and then do collaborations and referrals. So
Yes,
it's not just about making the sale.
right. It's about actual genuine connection because really humans do want that. They want the genuine connection. They want to feel seen. They want to feel heard and acknowledged. That's the biggest thing is be a human first. Your relationships will go a lot further.
Yeah, I know you kind of mentioned this before, but would you say you're more introverted or extroverted? And how, yeah,
Oh, sorry. I thought I was like, yeah, I'm definitely an introvert that is extroverted. Once you get to know me, I'm much easier. It's a good conversation, but the initial like I like my own space. I am very, yeah, introversion like means like you're just you listen really well. And I'm a very good listener, and that's like one of my superpowers. That's what I've, trained my mind to think as an introvert is not necessarily powerless. We're actually very powerful because we will listen and we do care. We genuinely care. So yeah.
Yeah. So how does that affect the choices you make about networking? I know you mentioned you prefer smaller events or events where you have like more one-to-one conversations.
Exactly. Yeah. Because when I go into the big rooms with people that I don't know and I try to have conversations, I feel so awkward and uncomfortable and I don't know how to interact with people in a big atmosphere. But when I have one-to-ones or when I even am a part of a community, I actually have something to offer and I can change, lives or even smaller networking where there's like 15 or 20 people, that is also very valuable for me as, I grow my business and as I get to know people.
Getting comfortable, being uncomfortable is part of the entrepreneur skill set. What has helped you get past that when things felt uncomfortable?
Mentorship for sure. I have some very powerful women in my life, even men. There's a couple people that I work with that allow me to see from a man's perspective and from a woman's perspective. So surrounding myself with those, 5 to 10 people that actually see your power and bring it out of you is very calming, and it gives you that extra oomph that you need so that you do become uncomfortable in the uncomfortable, and you could take the next uncomfortable step by being around those people that see your power and call you up for sure.
What have you found is the best way to balance networking with the other things you do in your business and life? So you set around aside the right amount of time for it, not too much and not too little.
Well, I definitely have been known to be the queen of shiny object syndrome, and I am recovering from that as I as I grow my business. I cannot invest in every single person, even though I want to. I get to pick my people, wisely now, but getting out of this shiny object syndrome and really focusing on those people that are calling you forward, that are pouring into you, that's how you really build your business. And I know that there's this, it's like I was telling you a little bit earlier, the Six Sigma, the model that we use in Arizona is so powerful because it's a simple checklist. And as long as you follow the checklist, you will get to your destination. Most people don't have a strategy. They're doing the shiny object syndrome. And once I found out about this, strategy that you can use and you're with accountable people, you will get more accomplished in a day than you would in an entire year doing it the shiny object syndrome way. Speak from lived experience, spoken from lived experience.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. What are some of the benefits you've gotten out of networking and how has that helped your business?
Networking has allowed me to grow in ways that I never thought possible. Like I said, when I was in the healthcare field, that was a really good one to actually be in networking and meet people. My aunt would try to tell me, you need to come out and network with me. You need to come out and meet people. And I was like, no, I'm not talking to people. They are scary. But once I started networking and I realized that people really aren't scary. It's what we make them to be. And so when you go out and you network, you meet great humans, is what you do. And whether they are in your business, whether they're a customer, whether they're, just somebody you met, your energy exchange is enough. And that's why I keep telling myself the fact that I was present at that place, somebody got value from who I am as a person. And that's enough. I didn't used to believe that. I used to have this, I used to think that I needed to sell or, be the brightest light, and I don't. I get to show up, and the people that are meant for me will find me.
What are your thoughts on tapping into your intuition and how do you use it when networking?
Everybody has definitely a system that they put in place, but you can tell people right off the bat if they're going to be genuine or not. And you have to protect your energy. I always call it grounding. I do the breath work, I do the breathing and making sure I have intention set before I even enter a room. Your intuition is like your strongest asset. You will know whether that person is for you or not by the conversation. Do you feel slimed or do you feel good? I always cut cords and I ground myself. I mean, not everybody knows how to do that, but those are the two things that I really do and believe in, that once you do that, you can talk to just about anybody and be okay.
Any closing remarks or things that you want to add?
You know, I see a lot of leaders lately really truly getting in their own way and they don't even see it. The economy is not the problem. The strategy is not the problem. It is the subconscious thoughts that are running in the background of your mind that you do not see. So if you have a vision, you have a desire, and it's so apparent that it will not leave you alone, and it sometimes even maybe causes you to lose sleep at night, it's meant for you. Your body is telling you it's time and you're ignoring it. So that is what I do. I will release those limitations so that you can actually create the life that your desires are calling you forward to. And like I said, the economy is not the problem. You're not selling because the economy is low. You're not selling because your parents are not supporting you or your spouse isn't. It's you. You are the problem. And so when you get out of your own way and you see the limitation for what it is, you step into your power and you make the moves easy. It's not meant to be chaotic. We're meant to live kingdom lives. So if you're not, reach out to me. That is what I do. You were made for so much more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.